Hello everyone, welcome back to the Magicorum series. Let's head over back to Ella, see what she thinks. I hustle my butt down 2nd Avenue. Poor Fred. That guy's in deep trouble. I couldn't see who was calling to him, but whoever it was, they were seriously ticked off, and it's all my fault. Oh well, it's probably for the best. I was getting way too chatty with Fred anyway. Plus, the guy definitely gave us some kind of magical signature. In other words, Fred is not human. And me, I'm the warden. Getting to know people with magic can only end with me getting exposed. As I step along, I keep glancing back toward the L Centre. Maybe I'm hoping Fred will step out and follow me. Okay, I'm totally hoping Fred will appear. He doesn't, though, which is probably for the best. Fred is a distraction. It's time to move on and forget all about him. And I will. Maybe. Some hours later. Alec. So yeah, it's hours later. I stand backstage at the L Centre. Our first show is almost finished. It went exactly as Charles described all those weeks ago. Contestants stepping down, a whining suitcase. Charles introduces them. My parents ask questions. Wash, rinse, repeat. After a few hours of this, I walked out and named our new La Charme Lady. Now we're at the point of the show called the Parade of Sponsors. This is where different celebrities come out to explain to the newest La Charme Lady what she'll be taking up, next year. Surprise, surprise. Those celebrities are contracted to the exact same companies. Funny how that stuff works out. While all the fun goes down, I keep standing at stage right. From here I can see the show proper, but no one can see me. Well, not unless you count Knox, who keeps glaring in my direction while pulling on the collar of his tux. I can't believe you got me into this monkey suit, he grumbles. Honestly, I'm shocked you showed up at all. I rally, you know that. We're wardens. Stick together. On stage, another celebrity sponsor marches up to our newest winner. Knox frowns. Is that hemorrhoid cream? Yes. Stage right is divided into sections. Knox and I stand in the area closest to the front. Curtains line up behind us. A new set drips down every few yards. Voices sound. Some folks are chattering on the other side of the fabric closest to me and Knox. I don't know how legend does it, says one guy. I recognise the voice. He's Econ Streng, a senior enchanter, which means he turns objects into living things. I'll tell you how, says the second man. Legend's latest mistress is none other than Amora. Did you see her in the new movie, Lovesick? They say she'll win an Oscar. I know this guy too. It's Quan By. He's another kind of wizard called a potion master. When you have my life, the kind of thing happens more often than you think. It's true that my father isn't faithful. I hate it. There's not much I can do. Even so, I don't want to stand around and listen to other people gossip about the situation. I'm about to cough and make my presence known. That's when Quan says something that makes my hair stand on end. Don't be too hard on Legend. It's that the charm curse, you know? My gaze turns to Knox. My shifter buddy rolls his eyes and whispers one word. Warden. No question what Knox means. As wardens, we're under a supernatural curse. We're supposed to find something called the Fountain of Magic. If we don't find it, then we get married anyway. Our spouse will sicken and die. It isn't something that I like to think much about. After all, I'm not a shifter. If Knox finds his life mate, then he's sunk. His wolf won't be happy until they have the equivalent of a shifter wedding. But me, I can stay a bachelor forever, no matter what my parents say about my glass slipper ball. Knox repeats the word. Warden. Probably, I whisper. Inside, I'm not so sure. The thing is, the warden curse isn't specific to La Charme. I'm a gemstone mage, so my tuxedo jacket is filled with hidden pockets and stones. Right now, all those gems feel extra heavy, like they'll tear through my coat and plunk out onto the floor. It's my magic's way of telling me that something is wrong here. Inside my pocket, I grip an emerald in my fist. This variety can have divining powers. In my mind, I ask a question. What's wrong? As a gem wizard, I do more than pull power from stones. We interact. In this case, the emerald replies in a wobbling voice. Danger, danger, danger. I'm so focused on the message from my stone I don't even notice when the show ends. At some point, my parents stand before me. I drop the stone and focus on my mother. What's this about, the charm curse? I ask. Diamond's nostrils flare. Who told you? Quan and Econ were talking about it, and I overheard. I'll have a chat with them. Diamond rounds on Legend. This is your family's problem. I suggest you take Alec somewhere quiet and discuss. Translation. My mother wants no part of this, which means it's bad. Legend reaches into the pocket of his tuxedo coat and pulls out a handful of red gems. The stones glow in his hand. Tendrils of crimson mist swirl up around us. My brows lift. When Diamond said to discuss, I didn't think it meant this minute. It does. The mist surrounds us, and we're gone. A moment later, we're back in the family's penthouse overlooking Manhattan. Legend dropped us off by the living room window. I tap out a quick text to Knox. Magic man. Got called away. You can take off your straitjacket now. Thought me. Thanks. Coming over to game. Magic man. Sounds like a plan. I reset my cell into my jacket pocket and watch Legend pace around the living room floor. Want a drink? Asked my father. I have soda and such. No thanks. Legend goes over to pour himself something alcoholic. After downing the shot, he refills his glass and heads over to the leather couch. You'll want to sit down for this. I cross the room while loosening my bow tie. All this while, my thoughts about the curse have led to one worry. Shadowcore. These are dwarves, trolls, vampires, and other beings that go bump in the night. Some have been helping out the Lachlan for centuries. Are they at risk? I take a seat across Legend. Does this have to do with the Shadowcore? No. Legend downs a healthy gulp of his drink. I'm sorry, son. You need to know our family secret. You see, there's a curse to being a Lachlan. All this wealth, privilege, attending Westlake Prep High School, but there's a dark side to Cinderella myth for us. Now, how long Lachlan has been around, you know that, don't you? Well, I guess more than 3 centuries, both here and in Europe. Quite right. In all this time, a son of Lachlan has always led this company. Each one has had a glass slipper ball during his 18th year. Sure, I know that. Here's what you're unaware of. Each son of Lachlan walks into their glass slipper ball with one vow. Never find his bride. Myself included, and each one walks out engaged. The deal sealed by the Queen of Hearts is what happens to us. I scan my father's face. There's the camera-ready Legend. A guy who's all charm and glamour. This is a different man altogether. Whatever my father is saying, he believes it. So what happens? I ask. We all start off trying to make things work, but they never do. Within a few weeks, a month at most, it's all over. Cinderella and the prince, well, they loathe each other. I can't believe this. You hate Diamond? Legend sighs. Oh, how can you truly love someone that you met for 2 minutes? For some it's possible, but not the Lachlan boys. I turn this news over in my mind. Some parts simply don't make sense. I'm also the warden of all casters. I can't get married anyway. We'll see about that. The Lachlan name cannot die out. As long as we solve this warden problem, by the time your 18th year, it's fine. And if we don't? The thought hangs out there. My bride will die. I don't even get into the part where I don't want to get married at 18. The death situation should be enough to end this idea. I said we'd figure it out. And after we do, I've some ideas for you. Better a loveless marriage than one filled with hate, right? I'm not sure what you mean. If there's one thing I've learned in life, it's this. Never agree with Legend on something if you don't know all the particulars. Diamond and I believe that Lachlan Jewelers must stay in business. We're working on options. Some folks in Midtown have magical items that might help us. He takes another gulp from his glass. In any case, we'll find you a bride who's useful to Lachlan. The word useful sticks in my brain. The stones in my pocket feel weighty once more. Why would I need a bride to be useful? What aren't you telling me? The company isn't going bankrupt, if that's what you mean. I didn't say it was. Which makes the fact that Legend even brought up bankruptcy all the more sketchy. Son, I understand that the idea of a wife can be overwhelming at your age, but once you're 18, I won't marry at 18. Legend chuckles, but there's no humour in it. We all say that. It's the nature of the curse. As I watch Legend down the rest of his drink, I come to a big decision. I don't believe in curses, and I'll find a way out. Whoa. Okay, guys. So now we'll learn about another curse that Alec's under, and this will explain why him and Ella couldn't be together, right? I mean, it would make sense, this whole curse thing. And the fact that his mum and dad don't even love each other, they're just together for the sake of being together. I can understand now why Alec feels the way he does, you know? Being in that position can never be easy when you know your parents don't love each other and it's all about money rather than actual love, you know? That's got to be really hard on him. Damn. Thank you for listening to this episode and many blessings.